Welcome back to Real Life Prepping. This is Chris. I wanted to share with you my April Azure haul. It's been actually sitting here and I need to bucket it up. So I was gonna go ahead and show you real quick before I do that. I ordered several things. A few things did not come. A few things have been put in the fridge and freezer, which I'll talk to you about. But for now, let's talk about the grains that I got and the beans. I am right now working on stocking up on more gluten-free grains because we have gluten-free issues to address in our home, and I already have enough of the other grains, the wheat and the rye, in storage. So for now, what I'm working on is oat groats, rolled oats, whole buckwheat groats, dent corn, and rice, and white beans, because white beans are my family's favorite kind of bean to use. And I have other beans in storage, and that's great, but their favorite is white beans. We just like white bean soups and different things like that. So, and they love baked beans and things like that that you would normally make with a white bean. So I'll show you what I got. I also have some sprouting seeds, potatoes, and onions that I'd like to share with you too, that I also got at Azure. Since I got this haul, Azure had a little fire that destroyed their headquarters, but the good news is that's only going to set them back a little bit as far as product, and most of their products were not kept at their headquarters, and they're still up and running. Their systems are still up and running, and so, we're very happy for them that it wasn't worse, right? And the other thing is, I know a lot of YouTubers right now are sharing pricing. I don't have the prices handy, and I just want to tell you that overall right now, Azure is the most reasonable for most grains and beans that I have found, and they actually have them. So that's the other thing, is a lot of these things are hard to get right now. So I'm just going to leave it at that. If you want to check out Azure, you are welcome to. I can put my referral code in the description box below. If you have any questions about Azure, feel free to ask me. I have been a drop coordinator since 2008 or so, 2009, around there somewhere. So I do coordinate a drop of about 90 people here in my hometown. So, I can help answer any questions you might have, but I am based in Oregon and I do not pay shipping because of my location. So that kind of thing, I don't know anything about paying shipping for Azure, so I can't answer any of those questions. And it seems like the minimum orders are different depending on where you are geographically too. So, but I am based in Oregon, and so is Azure, so it's a little bit easier for me to, order and not have to worry about paying any extra service charges or shipping charges. Okay, so let's get to it.
Okay guys, welcome back. I started this video a couple days ago and I was never able to finish it. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through my April Azure order, even though today's May 1st. I still haven't put this stuff away. Okay, so first I have 50 pounds of potatoes, and those are broken up into 10 5-pound packages. So there's actually bags of potatoes in here. We've already used at least 20 pounds of these already. So I've just already gotten into them. This is sugar that I got elsewhere, but it is in with this because it was all in the van together. I have 30 pounds of sugar right there from the grocery store. Okay, this flour is some of the best flour that I've ever used for white organic wheat flour. And this makes really excellent everything, basically. Cookies, muffins, bread, everything. It's been a really good product. So I keep some of that on hand, but mostly for this type of thing, I keep mostly whole grains, but I do like to keep about 50 to 100 pounds of flour on hand. That's already ground, and I really like this one. So below that, we have 2 50-pound bags of thick rolled oats. And those actually do keep quite well in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers in buckets. So that's what I'm doing with those. And then I've got a 25-pound bag of white jasmine rice. There's actually 2 of these. There's another one here. And then here I have 50 pounds. I think it's 50 pounds. Yeah. It's 50 pounds of whole yellow corn. This is dent corn, not sweet corn. And yeah, that's 50 pounds. So I have 2 of those here. And that is a really good deal. And you just, it stores pretty well. And then you just grind it when you need it. And then I also have 2 25-pound bags of navy beans. These are the type of bean that my family likes a lot. They're not huge fans of black beans or pinto beans or red beans, but they do like white beans, like when I make bean and bacon soup or butternut squash bean soup, different things like that. This is just the preferred bean for them. And then I got, I think it's 15 pounds of yellow onions, because we go through onions, I use at least 1 a day, so we go through them really quickly. And then the last thing that I got that is here right now is sprouting seeds. So I got a package of alfalfa sprouting seed and a package of sandwich blend sprouting seed. And I think these are £1 each. So that is something that even if you live in an apartment, you can have greens all year long by sprouting or growing microgreens with seeds like this. So I highly recommend looking into that if you have nowhere to grow greens. That is a really good option. The other thing that I got with this order was 2 5-pound blocks of raw cheddar cheese and some corn tortillas, which are both in the fridge and freezer outside. So those are the other things that I got from this order. Okay, so I thought I'd show you a little bit about the order process online on my screen, because I'm currently working on my May order. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how Azure's ordering process looks on my screen, because I am in the process of compiling my May order. Okay, this is what Azure's screen looks like, and I pretty much keep my Azure tab open at all times these days, because right now with everything that's going on, I might adjust my order daily. So when you go in to place your order, you can add things all you want, but until you've hit place order, it will not place your order. But the thing is, once you place your order, you can still make adjustments to it. It's just basically, it makes sure that if you place your order ahead of time, and you can continue to make adjustments, that's great, because some people actually forget to place their order. And it doesn't matter when you place your order as far as what's available. What matters is what's available when they are pulling your order. So a lot of people say, oh, wait till the last minute to place your order because you don't know what will be in stock. Well, it doesn't work that way. Their inventory is not real time, so you just need to place it. And if it doesn't come, they do not back order. You just have to reorder it your next time. Okay. So my Azure drop is once a month. And so this is what I am currently looking at ordering for May. And right now I have a pretty hefty order in my cart right now. And there's a few reasons for that. So like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm working on bulking up my gluten-free grains storage. So I'm working on that right now. And I'm also had a little snafu with my seed starts. My tomato starts all died. They were doing fine. We up-potted them, and then they didn't do fine. And then I ended up with another hospital stay. It kind of in the middle of all of that. And we also had baby chicks to keep alive, and all these things were happening. And I was 4 hours away in a hospital. So basically I lost all of my tomatoes. So Azure has really great garden starts. So if you're not at the point yet, which I strongly suggest you get to that point, like you start working towards starting your own seeds, but you have to start somewhere. And if that means you're buying your own starts, then that's great.
Azure has some great ones. They have limited varieties for each thing. Like, you know, tomatoes, they might have like maybe, they have less than 10 types, but other things they have like only one type, or, you know, I went ahead and I put some tomatoes on my list, and I hadn't had either. I didn't start butternut squash or they died. I'm not sure. I'm thinking I didn't start them, and that is like a keeping squash for me. So I ordered some butternut squash starts and some acorn squash starts. So I added that to my order and had a couple other supplement type items that I wanted. And then mostly, let me show you what else I have on here, if I can pull it up. What I have going on here is I am stocking up on a few more of my gluten-free pastas that we use. The elbows seem to be the most popular for us, and I usually just buy the Jovial gluten-free pasta by the case because it ends up being a good deal, and Azure often has it on sale. I am going to go ahead and try the unbleached flour tortillas. I ordered them last month and they didn't come, so I'm going to try again. And those come frozen, so I can just take out whichever, you know, however many I need, which is great. And then I'm going to go ahead and get 2 more Jasmine rices because that's what we eat. 2 50-pound bags of corn again, 5 pounds of lentils. I'm going to try for some buckwheat groats. I don't know if they'll come, but I'm going to try. I'm going to stock up on some maple syrup. We go through that like water practically. And then hibiscus flower petals for making tea. And then a bunch of plants. And then a friend wanted me to put some oats on there for her. And then they have 5-pound packages of frozen diced butternut squash and frozen diced sweet potatoes. So I'm actually going to use those, and I think I'm going to can that. And for 5 pounds for $10.88, that's a great deal for me. If it saves me time having to seed and peel and chop a squash, then I think that's awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and try those. So my total this for May is going to be quite a bit this time. Last month it was also quite a bit. You know, just right now, I'm just trying to get ahead of things and get ahead of inflation. So that's basically what's going on with, you know, my ordering from Azure. So the other thing with Azure is you can actually keep a list of your favorites under your account on their website, and then you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. You can just go in there and say, oh yes, this is what I usually order from them, and you can just reorder it when you need it. So I'll go ahead and show you my favorites page. And you know, I try to go through this periodically and update it because there's certain things like maybe that we don't use anymore, or that I've moved on to a different size. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how that works. And then you can just, you know, if you're interested in trying Azure, I'll go ahead and put the link in the description box for my referral link, but you can also just go there yourself and create an account and see if there's a drop near you. It's free to create an account on their website. And then you can look at what drops around you are available, if there are any. So let me go ahead and turn the camera around. And I'll show you. Right now, like I have baking soda on my list, but I happen to know I can get that cheaper at Amazon. So, but dates, raw honey, jasmine rice, amaranth. I've got enough amaranth right now in storage. I'm not working on amaranth. There's just a whole bunch of things here that I keep on here. Popcorn is another thing that I buy from Azure that you know, is a good deal. And obviously the Jovial pastas, the corn, the sweet frozen corn. They have frozen vegetables like corn and peas, which are really handy to have, and they carry a lot of Bob's Red Mill stuff too. They are a good source for non-GMO food. They also carry plant starts and animal feed and all kinds of things. So I would encourage you to check it out. You do not have to buy in bulk to order from Azure. There's usually just an order minimum. And for me in Oregon now, my order minimum is $55, which is not difficult to reach, especially when you still have 7 people in your house to feed. That order minimum might be different depending on where you are. And I don't know what the rules are because I've talked to a lot of people all over the country and apparently it's just different everywhere. So I don't want to comment too much on that, but they can have consistent quality. Anytime you have a problem, you call them, they credit you. They're just a great company to work with. And they, like I said, they operate with integrity. They take a Sabbath year for their crops. They, every 7 years they let all the fields rest. And I just have a lot of respect for how they operate. So anyway, this is my Azure haul video for April. And if you have any questions, please post them. I'm happy to answer any questions I can. And if you're interested in checking out Azure, I'd appreciate it if you clicked my referral link below. And I thank you for joining me today. All right, this is Real Life Prepping out.